The new .NET executable allows for creating projects directly from the command line, but the projects you create are pretty lightweight. Instead, let's try using Yeoman to make real projects. Let's mash on that. Alright, hi everybody, and welcome to the Asp.Net Monsters. This is episode number 38, I think.
We're
And
38.
yeah, today we're going to talk about Yeoman generators for Asp.Net. So I'm here in a directory, and I have a command line up, so I'm just going to make a directory here called yo. Let's just move to that directory here. So .NET, the new runtime, comes with correct spelling, a new command. And if I just hit that, it creates a brand new C# project here, which is pretty lightweight. It's just a console project. There's also the option of creating that using lang F#, I think. So that will create a new F# project here. Oh, it failed. It would override. Maybe I didn't delete everything. There we go. Spelling. So it creates a new F# project here. And there is also a function here that you can pass in a type. Unfortunately, there's no web type. The only type that's available for F# is console. And similarly, if we take a look at the C# version, we're only getting console. So what we need is some other way of creating this. So let's go and delete all of this and start over again. So we're going to use a tool called Yeoman, which is a kind of a project template generator. It's ostensibly built for kind of web applications, but we're going to use it here for Asp.Net. So to get started,
It's one of those things that's great because if you're on a Mac or if you're in Linux, you probably already know this tool, especially if you're using other competing frameworks from other languages and other stacks. This is probably a tool that most folks are available already, but it's newer to the .NET community.
That's right. So it is inside npm. We can just do npm install-g yo, because it's so super cool and hipster. We don't write out full words anymore, so we'll just let this run for a second. I have already installed it, so hopefully it'll be fairly quick to process everything.
There's an error message or a warning that I don't know that I understand. Cross-spawn async version. Cross-spawn no longer requires a build tool chain. Use it instead.
Yeah, so if you're
So
building
library.
npm packages,
Yep.
you can put in warnings, especially when the library is deprecated. So that's just some warning from some package that Yeoman happens to depend on. The npm ecosystem tends to have a lot of packages in it. So it could be that whatever this cross-spawn async package is probably like some super small little package. It does some minute thing somewhere inside of Yeoman, and they should update it, but they just haven't got around to it yet. So mostly I just ignore those. Alright, so that's installed Yeoman here. And the other thing that you'll want to do is npm install-g generator.asp.net. So this is the actual generator. Like Yeoman is like a box that contains a bunch of generators, and out of the box it comes with basically nothing, and you have to install individual generators. So this is the one that is specific to Asp.Net.
Sure.
And this generator is actually taken from the OmniSharp project. So they have been so kind as to build this generator. So I'm not going to install that because that took a long time last time, and I'll just Asp.Net. So running this will go and run the scaffolding for Asp.Net. Hopefully a little bit faster. There we go. So we get this cool little menu here, and this Yeoman here, who's, I guess, like a beefeater or something. Yeah, there's some definite entomology there that I'm not wholly familiar with. So We can start off with a console application or web application or web application basic, which is what I'm going to do here, which is just without membership and authorization, or a couple of other different things here. So you can see if you want to do unit testing, there's a handy XUnit project here that you can use. So I'll just choose this one here. And I get the choice here between Bootstrap and Semantic UI. So I'm going to take Bootstrap for the moment, and I can name the project here. So let's do Yo Demo. And it's gone out there, and it's written a bunch of stuff here, including a Docker file, which is kind of fun. So it's written all of these view files out that you'd recognize, and it's written out a bunch of stuff in the www root. And now it's going to go and run the npm install for any packages that happen to be referenced inside of the package.json. And then it's also going to run Bower to install anything inside of bower.json right here. So this step is kind of unnecessary, but it is going to make everything a little bit faster once we get going. Eventually, and of course we're back in the land of installing a million things from npm, and we're seeing, again, we've got a bunch of stuff that's deprecated and should probably be changed.
So what in that list of files that were created, did that include things like assets from Bootstrap, or did that actually go out and get it after the Bower install?
So it probably went out and got those using the Bower install.
Okay.
It's probably actually in the process of doing it right now. So this is the end of the npm install. And
right.
now it's running
There's
the Bower
Bower
install here. And there we go. So apparently there's a new version of Bower available that I don't have yet. So now it's giving me a bunch of cool commands that I can run here. So I can go to Yo Demo, and then using the .NET executable here, I can do .restore, and that's going to go out and restore all of our
more packages.
NuGet packages, yeah, because goodness knows that no project is complete without 23 different package sources. So that's gone there, and then I can run .NET build. And that's going to go off and do our compilation of everything, which is nice. And then I can do .NET run. And if I go and find a window here, this is on port 5000, so let's go hit port 5000. And assuming that everything works properly, you can see that it's processing the request over here. And here we go. This is just the standard template that you normally expect to see inside Visual Studio, except that we built it entirely from Yeoman.
And we've got that Yo Demo, those Yo Demo bits there, up in the top corner. That's how we know that that's legitimate.
It is indeed.
Perfect. Okay, so what other kinds of things are available with that generator then? Like, are there other, like we did Yo Asp.Net, and that created a whole new project.
Right.
So are there other, I think that we can do things like add controllers or something, right?
I haven't actually tried doing any of the scaffolding stuff. So like NPM has, or Yeoman has a whole whack of generators here. And I'm just going to ASP.NET, so it's the ASP.NET one from OmniSharp. And I don't actually know if you can add it to template projects here. Command line options. Yeah, I have no idea. It looks like, yeah, you can create something new inside of here. So let's try. I'm not really interested in anything Angular-like, but
there's class.
There's a class. We could just try a class.
Yeah,
so we can do Yo ASP.NET class, and I'm going to take a risk here and do models user. Let's see if it figures out the slash. Models user created. So let's take a look what's in there. Models user. So that's not super exciting. I mean, it has done a good job, but it's also done ridiculous things like this. So it's kind of like halfway there, I guess.
So is it a slash thing? If we had the slash the other way, would that work, Simon?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's find out.
Give it a try. See if it's smart enough. Because it would have to create that directory. Oh no, that directory should be there, I guess, right? Let's have a look.
I don't know if it actually. So it's asking to overwrite it. So we'll say yes, and let's see. No, it's just I don't think it's smart enough to understand the slash syntax there.
Gotcha.
So maybe it's the sort of thing where you have to like make it and then move it into a directory, um, or maybe that's
Move into the
something that
directory and then make it.
yeah. See, let's try creating a controller here. So yo ASP.NET MVC controller user. Yeah, so it's kind of created that. Where did it put that?
Oh, it looks like it might have been smart enough to put it into controllers.
Yeah, looks like it.
There we go.
Right, so it has actually done that. But probably with class, it's a little basic because it's not. It's just a class. It's not in any. It doesn't.
There's
have
no
any concept of where
assumed
it should
position
go.
where it could assume in the tree where it would.
That's
It
right.
would be right to put it. So
Right. So you can go through and like,
there's
generate
style
individual
sheets.
things.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So probably in the internal implementation of this stuff, when you create a fresh project, it'll run a bunch of these internal things.
I think I saw uh, a tag helper one as well. I wonder if that would create a new. Yeah, there we go. A new tag helper
Let's
class.
find out.
Yeah.
ASP.NET Tag Helper.
There we go.
There
It
we
probably
go.
just
Oh,
has the
that's
inheritance there for us, and yeah, there we go. Kind of
Yeah,
a
it's nice to set everything up from type helper. Let's put a tag name in
and the right
everything like that, so-
namespaces and all those things as well. So that's actually a little bit smarter than what we've even seen in Visual Studio templating, in that it just seems to be expanded. Like, I mean, I haven't. Maybe that's something that I'll need to follow up with, but I don't remember seeing things, for example, like tag helpers in the list of add new file or whatever inside of the
Yeah.
web tooling. So let's have a look and see if that
I don't remember if there's anything. Add
new item.
new item and .NET Core.
Oh, maybe it's gonna prove me
So
wrong.
yeah. So there is some of that stuff in here. Let's try the tag helper one. If there is a
Uh,
tag helper, raise a tag helper.
Oh, there it is. Look at
Yeah,
that.
so basically, it looks to me like it might even be using the same templates. So it could be that there's some common template source that I'm not aware of that it's pulling this stuff from.
Right. Well, that it's exciting though. Either way, like, I mean, if you prefer to use something like VS Code or another editor from your like that's not as heavyweight as Visual Studio, you still have the option via the console to generate things like this without having to do all the manual typing. The generators are an important part, right? Like, I mean, of any development lifecycle.
Yeah, I guess so. I tend to start stuff like controllers. I'll definitely start from the template, but most things I'll just kind of start from a blank file or something like that.
So doing
that-
like, and then you pull in all the namespaces and everything. I guess you've got with DevExpress or with ReSharp or something like that. Pulling in the extra namespaces, the unknown namespaces, is a little bit easier.
Well, I think that's even supported inside Visual Studio just without any additional plugins now. That if you're looking for something, if something's missing, then like if we were to take out tag helpers here, and you could ignore this nonsense here that CodeRush has decided to have. So unloaded CodeRush, this is just pure Visual Studio now, and I can just hit Control
And it's
period
right.
and add the using statement.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, cool. I think that was pretty much everything I wanted to cover on this one.
Wonderful.
Great. So thanks everybody for showing up, and we'll see everybody on the next episode of the ASP.NET Monsters.
Cheers.